want to thank my partners at the U.S. Commercial Service Office in Wichita and the Kansas Department of Commerce, as well as my co-presenter, Mark Klein from Exim Bank, for all their work on today's event and for having me be a part of it. Again, as Jeff mentioned, my name is Ian Lorenzana, and I'm an Export Finance Manager with the SBA Office of International Trade. I'm based in St. Louis, but I work with business owners, lenders, and partner organizations throughout the states of Missouri, Kansas, Nebraska, and Iowa. Again, I did join the SBA in 2008, and back then I focused primarily on economic development programs that help entrepreneurs start and grow their businesses. It was great because I got to see ventures in their earliest stages. Many times they were hardly more than ideas, and watched many of them grow into healthy, successful businesses. My job was to plug the right resources in at the right time in order to make the most impact. I started out in the Los Angeles District Office again and transferred to Salt Lake City District Office in 2012 and made the move to St. Louis in January of 2021. Now, I would be remiss, speaking of district offices, if I didn't provide you with the contact information for the team at the Wichita District Office. District Director Wayne Bell and Deputy District Director Sarah Haymaker do a great job leading the team there, and I encourage all Kansas-based business owners to reach out to them for any business help that you might have. The phone number for the district office is 316-269-6616. Once again, that's 316-269-6616. Now, specific to export funding, I invite business owners, lenders, and resource partners to reach out to me if there's any way I can be of assistance. At SBA's Office of International Trade, I have a strong team beside me, and we're all here to help. Now, the U.S. Small Business Administration, better known as SBA, was created in 1953 as an independent federal agency. Even today, our mission is to assist and protect the interests of small businesses, to support free competitive enterprise, and to maintain and strengthen the overall economy of the United States. We go about our mission by leveraging what we call our 3 C's: capital, counseling, and contracting. The first C, capital, helps SBA make capital available through lending partners, such as banks, credit unions, and other mission-oriented lenders and nonprofit organizations. Most loans are made through our 2 main programs, the 7A and 504 loan programs. I know the names are overwhelmingly creative. SBA guaranteed loans have competitive terms with rates and fees that are comparable to non-guaranteed loans. Oftentimes, our loans offer lower down payments than you would otherwise find. Some loan programs even come with the added benefit of continued support in the form of counseling and education to make sure that business owners that borrow continue to run healthy enterprises that are able to repay their loans. Now, our loans start small, with the microloan offering loans as low as $50,000 or less, all the way up to the 7A and 504 loan programs, which max out at $5 million. These programs can be used to fund a wide variety of business needs, like purchasing inventory, supplies, and raw materials, working capital, financing large fixed equipment, and even purchasing or improving land or buildings used by a business. Our second C is counseling. Nearly every business owner can use sound, reliable guidance, whether they're experienced at managing their business or just starting out in entrepreneurship. SBA helps businesses compete in local, national, and global markets by providing high-quality business training and counseling services. We deliver most of our business training and counseling through a variety of programs, including small business development centers, or SBDCs as they're known. women's business centers, volunteer business mentors through an organization called SCORE, and veterans business outreach centers, which are dedicated to serving the military community. So far we have capital and counseling, and our third C stands for contracting. The SBA oversees several programs that help small businesses become more competitive in the federal contracting arena, to help them qualify for contracts that are set aside exclusively for small businesses, and to get started in targeting businesses, mentoring and educating so that they can continue to grow their knowledge about how federal government contracting works. They can also partner with experienced contractors to win contracts that they wouldn't otherwise be considered for. Those are our 3 C's, but in addition to our long-standing core programs, SBA continues to innovate and roll out initiatives to meet the needs of American small businesses, including our Emerging Leaders Program. It's our popular mini MBA program designed in collaboration with Boston University's Entrepreneurial Management Institute. Also, the Community Navigator Program, which is increasing access to business resources in underserved communities by partnering with and funding organizations that are already doing good work in those spaces. Without the support of these programs and services, many of our nation's small businesses would surely struggle far more than they may already be, or simply not exist at all. This is a snapshot of the organization that comprises the SBA. 68 district offices scattered throughout the country, including Hawaii, Guam, and Puerto Rico. The SBDC, which has nearly 1,000 service centers across the nation. SCORE, again, that volunteer group of business mentors that have assisted over 11 million entrepreneurs total. WBC, or the Women's Business Centers, which were launched in 1988 and are well equipped to help women business owners overcome the obstacles that they face, particularly as women business owners. The VBOC, or Veterans Business Outreach Center, which has regional centers all around the country aimed at helping veterans and those still in the military but close to being on the civilian side to plan out their entrepreneurial pursuits. They help both the military personnel and their spouses and families, as well as, of course, the SBA Office of International Trade, located in 21 U.S. Export Assistance Centers, or USIACs, all around the country, of which I am one, serving out of the St. Louis metro area. Again, I cover 4 states, including Missouri, Nebraska, Iowa, and Kansas. Now, no matter how good the plan is, the cost to implementing an export strategy can quickly add up. And regardless of all the support that's available, even if they've received inquiries from potential customers overseas, some small business owners simply walk away from exporting opportunities because many lenders are reluctant to finance international trade costs. Now that's where the SBA's Office of International Trade comes in. Our 3 core export finance programs are the Export Express, which provides smaller loans to help with export development, Export Working Capital Program, which is designed to help business owners fulfill their export orders, and International Trade Loan, which is used to expand exporter capacity. Some common regulations among the programs are that small businesses must be small businesses per the SBA size standards. Those can be found on the SBA website or simply by Googling SBA size standards. The buyers must be in countries that are okayed per the Exim Bank country limitation schedule. Again, you can Google that term, Exim Bank country limitation schedule, and you'll find that list there. Again, you're going to have a difficult time finding financing in countries today, anyhow, like Afghanistan, Cuba, Iran, North Korea, Syria, and currently Ukraine. The business must export from the United States. So currently, no drop shipping is allowed. Also currently, there is no U.S. content policy or minimum in effect, except for one caveat in the STEP grant, and that'll be described a little bit further on in not my presentation, but another one of our speakers' presentations. Licensed military sales are eligible under SBA financing. However, the business is expected to have a current and viable export business plan that's already developed. Now, going back to the SBDC, WBC, VBOX, SCORE, any of our resource providers, they can help you to develop these business plans, as well as export plans, marketing plans, and all sorts of other tools that are helpful in conducting and managing your business. And lastly, the business needs to develop and present a 12-month export revenue production. And now that's going to be a part of a good, concise export business plan. So I urge you, take advantage of those business advising and training services. So moving on to our first program, the Export Express. It provides smaller loans to help with export development and offers both borrowers and lenders flexibility and ease of use. It's the simplest export loan program offered by SBA and allows participating lenders to use their own forms, to follow their own procedures, and to rely on their own analyses. Not only is this the simplest export loan program, it's also one of the fastest to process and can usually provide an approval or a denial within just a couple of days after the application is submitted. In general, SBA looks for businesses to be in operations for at least 1 year and able to demonstrate that the loan proceeds will support their export development activity. Once approved, loan proceeds can be used for a variety of business purposes. Export development, such as paying to participate in foreign trade shows, translating a company's marketing material and website into foreign languages, and securing patents and trademarks. Or financing export orders, like buying inventory, paying staff wages, and offering credit terms to foreign buyers. It can also help to free up cash by financing standby letters of credit that serve as bid or performance bonds and advance payment guarantees. Or you can even purchase fixed assets, such as large equipment or even real estate, as long as it supports international sales. Export Express can take the form of a term loan or revolving line of credit, and depending on the use of funds, the term can be up to 25 years. Now, one reality exporters deal with is that many U.S. banks don't provide working capital advances on export orders, export receivables, or letters of credit. Now, this is a major reason that some small businesses lack export working capital. Through the Export Working Capital Program, also known as EWCP, SBA provides lenders with up to a 90% guarantee on export loans and lines of credit. The idea is that this credit enhancement will incentivize lenders to make loans that they wouldn't otherwise consider. Export finance managers, such as myself, work with borrowers and lenders around the country to explain SBA's export lending programs, the application process, standard operating procedures, documents, and forms, and to guide borrowers and lenders through the entire process. Exporters can even apply for an EWCP loan before they finalize an export sale or contract. As a matter of fact, with an approved EWCP loan or line in place, exporters have a greater leverage and flexibility when negotiating export payment terms. They also have peace of mind that adequate financing will be in place, ready and waiting, when the export order is won. Some benefits of using the EWCP include the ability to finance the production of goods to be exported, payments to suppliers, and the cost of inventory and materials. EWCP provides vital export working capital during long payment cycles. EWCP can be used to issue standby letters of credit for bid, performance, or advance payment bonds or guarantees, to pay for insurance and freight costs. The program also helps companies preserve domestic working capital for sales within the U.S. And lastly, EWCP makes companies more competitive because they can fund foreign accounts receivable and extend more generous sales terms to their buyers. This program has a maximum maturity between 1 and 3 years, after which the lender can renew or reissue the line or loan. EWCP also features a maximum loan amount of up to $5 million per borrower and a 90% SBA guarantee. It really is a very useful product both for the borrower and the lender. Now, the last program I'll touch on today is our International Trade Loan Program. This program provides long-term financing to businesses that are starting or already engaged in exporting, and companies that need to expand because of growing export sales. Potential borrowers for an international trade loan also include businesses that have already been adversely affected by competition from imports coming into the United States. The idea is to provide American businesses with the funding that they need to retool and reposition themselves and ultimately become more effective versus foreign imports. International trade loans can be used to acquire, renovate, and or modernize facilities or equipment used in making products or services to be exported. Plus, they can be used for permanent working capital and to refinance business debts that are currently on unreasonable terms. Again, maturity is based on the use of proceeds and the borrower's ability to repay the loan, not necessarily based on the available credit. Maximum maturity for international trade loans depends on the use of funds. So permanent working capital can be up to 10 years. Fixed assets, like large fixed equipment and machinery, can be up to 10 years or the useful life of the equipment, but not to exceed 15 years. And real estate can have a maturity up to 25 years. Again, the maximum loan amount is $5 million and the maximum loan guarantee is 90%. And so with that, that was a quick rundown of some of the great resources available from SBA. And I hope that this information will be useful to you. In closing, I want to thank you for your attention and invite you to contact me with related questions or to begin taking advantage of our programs. Again, my name is Lorenzana, and I am at your service.